You are the single most expensive piece of meat in human history. You aren't just bone, muscle, and skin. You are a high-yield financial asset, a national treasure, and a global obsession. You are valued at a staggering $900 million, the price of a legendary insurance policy. To put that in perspective, that is enough money to buy a fleet of private jets, an entire tropical island, or a mid-sized corporation. Yet despite this astronomical price tag, your daily routine consists of getting stomped on by 200-pound athletes wearing metal spikes. Welcome to the chaotic, high-stakes life of Lionel Messi's left foot. To the rest of the world, you are a magic wand, a divine instrument capable of bending the laws of physics and shattering records. But from your perspective, down in the grass, life is a non-stop survival horror game. You don't get to look up and enjoy the roaring crowds or the golden trophies. Your view is limited to a never-ending forest of sweaty socks, mud-caked shin guards, and angry defenders who are literally paid millions to snap you like a twig. It's a rough shift at the office, and the clock never seems to stop. Let's rewind, because you didn't start out as a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. In Rosario, Argentina, doctors basically labeled you defective. While other kids were hitting growth spurts, your human container was diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency. You were too small, too fragile, and lagging behind. You weren't a prodigy yet, you were a medical project. Every single night for years, your daily routine involved being pricked by medical needles just to keep your human in the game. It was a brutal tutorial level. But here's where the magic happened. Because you were closer to the ground, your center of gravity became your secret weapon. You didn't just walk, you hovered. While tall defenders struggled to turn their massive frames, you were already 3 steps ahead. You learned to move with a terrifying agility that larger feet simply couldn't replicate. By the time you landed in Barcelona's La Masia, you weren't just a foot anymore. You were a high-speed precision instrument, refined by years of struggle. But as you grew into the most dangerous weapon in world football, a dark reality set in. When you become the final boss of soccer, everyone develops a burning desire to destroy you. Entering a professional pitch isn't a game, it's a targeted assassination attempt. For over 2 decades, your existence has been a cycle of dodging slide tackles from human brick walls. Think about guys like Sergio Ramos or Pepe, men who treated a pitch like a Roman Colosseum. These guys didn't always want the ball. Many times they just wanted to turn you into a puddle of mush. You've spent thousands of hours in a state of high-alert fight or flight, sensing a tackle from your blind side before the human brain even processes it. You developed a sixth sense for survival, a spider sense built out of scar tissue and muscle memory. Surviving Ramos is one thing, but the actual physics of what happens inside the ankle during a dribble? That's where it gets truly impossible. Every match day is a masterclass in physical trauma. The average human foot is built for basic tasks. You, on the other hand, withstand forces that belong in a car crash simulation. Think about the physics of a classic Messi dribble. You are sprinting at top speed, and then in a fraction of a millisecond, you plant yourself into the turf and absorb the entire weight of a human body shifting directions at a violent angle. The sheer amount of friction and G-force running through your ankle joints is ridiculous. Your tendons are stretched to their absolute limits, vibrating like over-tightened guitar strings. Scientists have studied these movements and concluded that your joints should, by all accounts, explode into dust. Seriously, if most people tried this, their ankle wouldn't just twist, it would delete itself. But you don't. You've hardened yourself. You've turned your bones into reinforced steel just to survive a Tuesday night in the Champions League. Let's talk about the uneven workload, because the unfairness is staggering. Your sibling, the right foot, has a remarkably cozy setup. Sure, it helps out occasionally, but you're doing 90% of the heavy lifting. For the CEO, the middle manager, and the unpaid intern of this entire operation, the delicate passing, the impossible curving shots, the frantic micro-tapping, and the final devastating strikes. Well, the right foot is basically just along for the ride, taking half the credit. Business, you'd have sued for a better contract years ago. It's taking 100% of the damage, and the medical charts prove it. This isn't just sports talk. Messi's medical records look like a horror movie script. You have been through every injury known to sports science. Hamstring strains, calf tears that feel like lightning strikes. Remember the 2024 Copa America final? The world watched in horror as your ankle swelled up to the size of a massive baked potato. In that moment, you didn't look like an elite athletic tool. You looked like a cartoon character that had stumbled into a beehive. And yet, even when you are screaming for mercy, the world expects you to keep going. They don't see the ice baths, the painful massages, or the hours of physical therapy. They just see the magic. Every time you step onto a pitch, you are carrying a billion expectations on a frame held together by tape and resilience. Even now, as your human container approaches the twilight of his career with Inter Miami, the universe refuses to give you a break. You are currently dealing with Florida's humidity, travel fatigue, and heavy rain-soaked pitches that feel like running through wet cement. There is a massive catch to that $900 million insurance policy. The suits in the corporate offices only cover you if you're playing in official sanctioned matches. This means your entire life is dictated by the financial risk of your own destruction. You can't just go play a fun game of beach soccer. You are a highly regulated piece of corporate real estate. Your movements are tracked, your recovery is managed by algorithms, and your safety is a line item on a balance sheet. You aren't a body part, you're a franchise. Yet, despite the constant threat, you keep adapting. Over the years, you've developed battle-hardened bone structures and muscle memory that borders on artificial intelligence. When the space around you vanishes and three defenders close in like hungry sharks, you don't panic. You execute micro-touches so fast that the human eye needs a slow-motion replay just to understand what happened. You've conquered every stadium on the planet. You carried an entire nation on your back to secure a world title in Qatar, running through every single minute despite a battered Achilles. Being at the top for this long comes with an existential crisis. You can only outrun time for so long. Every year, the recoveries take longer, the ice packs get heavier, the young, hungry defenders trying to make a name for themselves get faster, and they are more than happy to kick you into retirement if it means getting a highlight clip on social media. So, why does it truly suck to be the most famous left foot in history? It isn't just the bruises or the terrifying target painted on your ankle. It's the fact that even when the final whistle blows, you will never truly get to rest. When an ordinary athlete retires, their feet get to relax on a beach and enjoy a peaceful life. But you are different. You are historical property. Long after the playing days are over, you will be studied by scientists trying to figure out how a human foot could do things that should be physically impossible. Plaster casts of your shape will sit in museums. High-definition footage of your movements will be analyzed by computers for generations. You are trapped in a loop of eternal perfection, cursed to be the gold standard against which every future player will be judged. You gave your entire life to the game, and your reward is immortality, which is great for the history books, but lousy for a foot that just wanted a quiet Sunday afternoon. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the absolute chaos of sports anatomy, you'll probably love the video on your screen right now. Below, who's a player whose body part we should cover next? Hit that like button and please subscribe. See you in the next one.